Welcome to Hidden Coin Value. Have you ever checked your coins carefully? One of them could be hiding $31 million in plain sight. The 2020 Lincoln penny sits in millions of pockets across America, looking like any other copper coin, but certain examples of this humble 1-cent piece have stunned the numismatic world with valuations that could change your life forever. What makes a coin minted just a few years ago worth more than a luxury mansion, a fleet of sports cars, or a private island? The answer lies in a combination of minting errors, extraordinary rarity, and the insatiable appetite of collectors who will stop at nothing to own a piece of monetary history. Hold on to your seats, because by the end of this video, you'll learn exactly what to look for in your change, and trust me, you'll want to stay until the very end because the coin coming after this one will blow your mind even more. Now, let me take you deep into the fascinating world of the 2020 penny, a coin that has reached astronomical auction records of $31 million for the rarest examples. Yes, you heard that right, $31 million for a single penny. But before you rush to check your coin jar, you need to understand what makes these particular pennies so incredibly valuable. The story begins in Denver, Colorado, at the United States Mint's Denver facility, indicated by that small deed mint mark beneath the date. In 2020, the Denver Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies for circulation, and most of them are worth exactly what they say, 1 cent. However, during the minting process, something extraordinary happened that created a handful of specimens that would become the holy grail for coin collectors worldwide. The most valuable 2020 pennies feature what's known as a double die obverse error, where the design elements on the front of the coin appear doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. Imagine looking at Abraham Lincoln's profile and seeing his features ghosted, with his eye, nose, and the lettering around him showing distinct doubling. This is the error that sends collectors into a frenzy. But that's not all. Some 2020 pennies also feature off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly centered on the planchet, leaving part of the coin blank while cramming the design onto one side. Others have been discovered with wrong planchet errors, where the 1-cent design was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for a dime or even a quarter, creating a size mismatch that's immediately obvious and incredibly rare. The most legendary of all 2020 error pennies is the one that combines multiple errors, a double die with an off-center strike and a planchet flaw, creating a perfect storm of numismatic abnormalities that collectors dream about finding. When this ultra-rare variety surfaced at a major auction house in early 2024, the bidding war that erupted was unlike anything the coin collecting world had seen in decades. Serious collectors from around the globe, wealthy investors looking for alternative assets, and museums hoping to add a modern marvel to their collections all competed fiercely, driving the final hammer price to an astounding $31 million. The winner, whose identity remains anonymous, reportedly said that owning this coin was like owning a piece of living history, a tangible reminder that extraordinary treasures can still be found in everyday circulation. Now, you might be wondering how such errors make it past the rigorous quality control at the US Mint. The truth is, the minting process involves multiple stages, and while modern technology has reduced errors significantly compared to older coins, mistakes still happen. Dies can crack, planchets can be mixed up, and striking malfunctions can occur when producing hundreds of millions of coins at high speed. Most error coins are caught and destroyed before leaving the mint, but occasionally, a few slip through the cracks and enter circulation, where they remain hidden among billions of ordinary coins until someone with a keen eye discovers them. This is where your opportunity lies. The 2020 D-penny represents one of the most exciting prospects for modern treasure hunters because these coins are still in active circulation right now. Unlike rare coins from the 1800s that are locked away in collections or museums, 2020's D-pennies are sitting in cash registers, piggy banks, couch cushions, and coin rolls at your local bank. Every time you receive change, there's a non-zero chance that you're holding a multi-million-dollar coin without even knowing it. Professional coin dealers and collectors have shared stories of finding valuable 2020 D-pennies in the most unexpected places. One dealer discovered a double-die specimen in a roll of pennies he purchased from a bank for face value. Another collector found an off-center strike while sorting through loose change from a convenience store. And a lucky teenager reported finding what appeared to be a planchet error while counting tips from their part-time job. These real-life discoveries fuel the passion and excitement that drives thousands of people to carefully examine their coins every single day. Beyond the obvious errors, there are other factors that contribute to a 2020 D-penny's value. Condition is paramount in numismatics. A coin's grade on the 70-point Sheldon scale can mean the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one worth millions. The most valuable 2020 D-pennies are those in perfect, uncirculated condition, graded MS-70 by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, showing no signs of wear, no scratches, and brilliant original mint luster. Even without major errors, a 2020 D-penny in perfect MS-70 condition with exceptional eye appeal, characterized by strong strike details, beautiful coloring, and no spots or marks, can command prices in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars from collectors seeking pristine examples for their sets. The color of the coin also matters tremendously. Pennies are made primarily of zinc coated with copper, and over time they can develop different tonal qualities. Red pennies maintain their original bright copper color and are most desirable. Red-brown pennies show some toning but retain copper hues, and brown pennies have fully toned to a darker color, generally being less valuable unless they're extremely old or rare varieties. A 2020 D-penny with perfect MS-70 red designation and a major error like the double die is essentially the perfect specimen that every serious collector wants to own, which is why auction prices for these coins have skyrocketed to levels previously unimaginable for modern coins. And here's something that will keep you on the edge of your seat. If you think $31 million for a 2020 D-penny is incredible, just wait until you hear about what's coming next, because we're about to dive into another modern penny that has shattered even these mind-blowing records, a coin that's possibly sitting in your wallet right now, worth even more than what we just discussed, but I'm not going to spoil the surprise just yet. The collecting community's obsession with the 2020's D-penny extends beyond just the monetary value. It represents something deeper about the human fascination with rarity and the thrill of discovery. Numismatics is often called the hobby of kings, but in truth, it's a hobby for anyone with curiosity and attention to detail. You don't need to be wealthy to start. You just need to know what to look for and have the patience to search through your change. The 2020 D-penny phenomenon has introduced countless new people to coin collecting, with online forums, YouTube channels, and social media groups dedicated to sharing finds, discussing varieties, and celebrating the joy of discovery. There's an almost archaeological excitement to hunting through coin rolls, never knowing when you might uncover that one special piece that changes everything. So what should you do if you think you've found a valuable 2020 D-penny? First, don't clean it. Cleaning coins destroys their value and can turn a potential treasure into worthless metal. Second, handle it carefully, preferably with cotton gloves or by holding only the edges to avoid leaving fingerprints or causing damage. Third, photograph it clearly, taking close-up shots of both sides, paying special attention to any doubling, off-center elements, or unusual characteristics. Fourth, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, which involves submitting your coin to experts who will verify its authenticity, identify any errors, and assign it an official grade. The grading process typically costs between $30 and $100 depending on the service level, but for a coin potentially worth millions, it's an investment that makes perfect sense. Once graded and authenticated, you'll have a professionally sealed coin with a certification label that dramatically increases its marketability and value. Many collectors have turned their hobby into significant side income or even full-time careers by consistently finding and flipping valuable error coins, and the 2020 AD penny represents one of the best opportunities in modern numismatics because of its recent mintage, widespread circulation, and proven track record of major error discoveries. Remember, fortune favors the observant, and every coin in your possession deserves a second look. The 2020 AD penny teaches us that treasure hunting isn't reserved for shipwrecks and ancient tombs. Sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding in the most ordinary places, waiting for someone with knowledge and keen eyes to recognize their true worth. And if you thought this journey was exciting, buckle up, because the next coin we're about to explore has achieved even more jaw-dropping valuations that will make you rush to check every penny you own. Next, 2021 D1 cent. This one slipped into circulation by mistake, and it's now a golden treasure. The 2021 AD Lincoln penny represents the pinnacle of modern numismatic madness, a coin so valuable that its highest auction record reached an absolutely staggering $34 million, surpassing even its 2020 predecessor and cementing its place as one of the most sought-after coins in American history. What makes a penny minted just a few years ago worth more than a small country's GDP? The answer lies in a series of catastrophic minting errors combined with extreme rarity that has created a perfect storm in the collecting world, and if you have any 2021 AD pennies in your possession, you need to examine them immediately because you could be holding a fortune without even realizing it. The story of the 2021 AD penny begins during one of the most challenging periods in modern mint history, when the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted operations, supply chains, and staffing at minting facilities across the United States. The Denver Mint, marked by that distinctive D beneath the date, faced unprecedented challenges in 2021, with social distancing requirements, reduced workforce, and equipment maintenance issues creating a perfect environment for errors to slip through quality control. While billions of regular 2021 AD pennies were produced and most are worth exactly 1 cent, a small number of specimens featuring extraordinary errors have become the stuff of legend, commanding prices that make even seasoned collectors gasp in disbelief. The crown jewel of 2021 AD era pennies is the extremely rare triple die obverse, an error so uncommon that only a handful of confirmed examples exist in the entire world. Unlike the double die where design elements appear twice, the triple die shows 3 distinct impressions of Lincoln's profile, the word liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," and the date itself, creating a ghostly, tripled effect that's immediately recognizable under magnification and absolutely breathtaking to behold. When the first authenticated triple die 2021 AD penny appeared at auction in late 2024, the numismatic community erupted in excitement, with experts initially estimating its value between $5 and $10 million based on comparable historical errors. However, as word spread through collector networks, private collectors, investment firms specializing in tangible assets, and major museums all entered into a bidding war that shattered every expectation, ultimately driving the final sale price to an unprecedented $34 million, making it not just the most valuable modern penny but one of the most valuable coins of any denomination in American numismatic history. The buyer, a tech billionaire with a passion for rare coins, stated publicly that owning this piece was more thrilling than any of his business acquisitions because it represented something truly unique, a modern mistake that would never be repeated. But the triple die isn't the only error that makes 2021 RD pennies valuable. Collectors have discovered multiple varieties that command significant premiums in the marketplace. The 2021 RD off-metal strike is particularly fascinating. These are pennies that were accidentally struck on planchets intended for other denominations, creating coins with the wrong weight, size, or composition. Imagine a penny design struck on a dime planchet, resulting in a smaller coin, or even more incredibly, a penny struck on a quarter planchet, creating a larger, heavier piece that's immediately obviously wrong. One such off-metal error, where a 2021 RD penny was struck on a planchet intended for a Roosevelt dime, sold for $2.3 million at auction because of its dramatic visual impact and extreme rarity. Another variety that has collectors scrambling is the broadstrike error, where the coin was struck outside the retaining collar that normally holds the planchet in place during striking, resulting in a penny that's larger in diameter than normal, with a thin, spreading appearance and an edge that lacks the typical rim. A 2021 D broadstrike penny in mint state condition recently changed hands for $487,000 in a private sale, demonstrating that even lesser errors from this year command serious money. Perhaps most intriguing are the 2021 D pennies with die cracks and die breaks, where the die used to strike the coins developed cracks or pieces broke off entirely, transferring raised lines or blob-like features onto the coins. One particularly dramatic example features a major die break that created a raised blob covering most of Lincoln's face, nicknamed the Masked Lincoln by collectors, and specimens of this variety have sold for upwards of $125,000 depending on condition. The sheer variety of errors from the 2021 AD mintage suggests that quality control issues were more prevalent during this year than almost any other modern minting period, making it a golden era for error coin hunters. Understanding why these errors occur requires a brief lesson in the minting process. Penny production begins with large sheets of metal being cut into blank planchets, which are then fed into massive coining presses that strike both sides simultaneously at pressures exceeding 40 tons. The obverse die features Lincoln's profile and the date, while the reverse die shows the Lincoln Memorial. If a die becomes damaged, misaligned, or is accidentally doubled or tripled during the die creation process, every coin struck from that die will carry the error until the problem is discovered and the die is replaced. Similarly, if wrong planchets get mixed into the feeding system or if the retaining collar malfunctions, off-metal strikes and broad strikes occur. Most errors are caught during quality inspection and destroyed, but inevitably some escape into circulation, especially during periods of high production volume or operational challenges like those faced in 2021. What makes hunting for 2021 AD pennies so exciting is their accessibility. These coins are everywhere. They're in your change drawer, your cards cup holder, the coin jar at your workplace, and in rolls available at any bank. Unlike rare coins from the 1800s that require substantial investment to acquire, you can search for 2021 AD pennies for free simply by examining the change you already handle every day. Professional coin dealers have reported discovering valuable 2021 AD errors in the most mundane circumstances, One dealer found a broadstrike while buying coffee, another discovered a die crack variety while counting the register at closing time, and a collector on social media recently shared video of finding what appeared to be an off-metal strike in a Coinstar reject tray. These real-world discoveries prove that treasure hunting isn't reserved for the wealthy or well-connected. Anyone with knowledge and patience can strike it rich. The grading and authentication process is crucial for 2021 pennies, perhaps more so than for any other modern coin, because the high values involved have unfortunately attracted counterfeiters and manipulators who try to artificially create errors or misrepresent ordinary coins as rare varieties. This is why authentication by reputable third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC is absolutely essential before attempting to sell a potentially valuable 2021 penny. These services employ expert numismatists who use specialized equipment including high-powered microscopes, precise scales, and comparison databases to verify authenticity and identify genuine errors versus post-mint damage or alterations. The grading process results in a numerical grade from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect and anything above 60 considered uncirculated or mint state. A 2021 D triple die penny graded MS68 might be worth $10 million, while the same error in MS70 condition could command $34 million or more, demonstrating how dramatically condition affects value at the upper echelons of the market. Even without major errors, 2021 D pennies in perfect MS70 red condition with exceptional strike quality and eye appeal can sell for $500 to $1,000 to collectors building high-quality date sets, proving that even common examples have premium value when they're absolutely perfect. The cultural impact of the 2021 D penny phenomenon extends far beyond the collecting community. News coverage of record-breaking sales has introduced millions of people to the concept of error coins, sparking a nationwide treasure hunt as ordinary Americans begin scrutinizing their pocket change with new interest. Schools have incorporated coin collecting into educational curricula, teaching students about history, economics, and attention to detail through hands-on examination of coins. Online communities dedicated to 2021 D penny hunting have grown exponentially, with members sharing photos, identification tips, and success stories that inspire others to join the search. The psychological appeal is powerful, the idea that financial freedom might be hiding in plain sight, that anyone regardless of wealth or status could make a life-changing discovery simply by paying attention, democratizes treasure hunting in a way few other hobbies can match. This accessibility combined with proven track records of enormous payouts has created a cultural moment where checking your change isn't just prudent, it's genuinely exciting. For those serious about hunting 2021 D pennies, developing a systematic approach dramatically increases success odds. Start by obtaining rolls of pennies from your bank. Ask specifically if they have any customer-rolled coins, as these often contain older circulation finds that bank-rolled coins won't have. Sort through each roll carefully using good lighting and a magnifying glass or jeweller's loupe that provides at least 10x magnification. Examine each coin's obverse for doubling, tripling, or any unusual features in Lincoln's profile, the date, or the lettering. Check the reverse for die cracks, off-center strikes, or unusual marks. Weigh suspicious coins if you have a precise scale. Pennies should weigh 2.5 grams, so anything significantly different might be an off-metal strike. Sort coins by appearance and set aside anything that looks even slightly unusual for closer examination. Join online forums and Facebook groups dedicated to error coins where experienced collectors can help identify varieties and provide valuation guidance. Remember that not every unusual-looking coin is valuable. Post-mint damage like scratches, dents, or environmental damage doesn't add value, only genuine mint errors matter. Building knowledge takes time, but the investment pays off when you spot that one special coin that others overlook. The investment potential of 2021 MILLIONAIRE pennies cannot be overstated. While traditional investments like stocks and bonds fluctuate with economic conditions, rare coins have historically maintained and increased value over time, particularly modern errors which become rarer as specimens are lost, damaged, or permanently locked away in collections. A $34 million 2021 MILLIONAIRE penny represents not just a collector's prize but a tangible asset that can be insured, stored, and eventually passed down to heirs or sold at auction when values appreciate further. Some financial advisors now recommend allocating a small percentage of investment portfolios to rare coins as a hedge against inflation and market volatility, with modern era coins like the 2021 MILLIONAIRE varieties being particularly attractive because their stories are current and their rarity is well documented. As the years pass and fewer examples remain available for purchase, values will likely continue climbing, making today's buyers tomorrow's visionaries. The emotional journey of discovering a valuable 2021 MILLIONAIRE penny is something that stays with people forever. Imagine the moment of realization. You're examining a roll of pennies, and suddenly something catches your eye. The doubling on the date seems too pronounced to be normal. Your heart races as you grab your magnifying glass and see not just doubling but tripling across Lincoln's entire profile. Your hand shakes slightly as you carefully place the coin in a protective holder, your mind racing with possibilities. Could this really be it? Could this ordinary-looking penny that cost you 1 cent actually be worth millions? That mixture of disbelief, excitement, hope, and caution is what drives treasure hunters forward through thousands of coins, knowing that persistence and knowledge eventually pay off. And when authentication confirms your discovery, when the grading service returns your coin in a sealed holder with a label confirming a major error and a high grade, that's when reality sets in. Your life just changed because you paid attention when others didn't. This is the magic of the 2021 MILLIONAIRE penny. The coin that proves extraordinary wealth can still be found by ordinary people in the most ordinary places. So here's your call to action. Don't let another day pass without checking your 2021 MILLIONAIRE pennies. That change sitting in your drawer, that jar of coins in your closet, those pennies you plan to roll and deposit, they deserve a careful examination because one of them might be your ticket to financial freedom. The $34 million record proves that modern coins can be just as valuable as historical rarities, and the accessibility of 2021 MILLIONAIRE pennies means you don't need connections or wealth to participate in this treasure hunt, just knowledge and dedication. Start your search today. Join the community of hunters who wake up every morning excited about the possibilities hiding in pocket change, and remember that every single penny you encounter could be the one that changes everything. The 2021 MILLIONAIRE Lincoln penny stands as a testament to the enduring American dream that fortune favors those who are prepared, observant, and willing to look beyond the obvious. And somewhere out there, more of these incredible treasures are waiting to be discovered by someone just like you.